Hello and welcome to Lynchburg Live. I'm Linda Smith, your show host, and tonight my guest is Sally Schaefer, truly one of Lynchburg's interesting people. Sally's a registered nurse, and she and I have known each other for, I would guess, at least 150 years. But she also is an artist and a photographer and a member of the Lynchburg Art Club. So Sally wears a lot of different hats. And before we really get into talking about what she does, I'm going to introduce you to her and let her tell you a little bit about herself. But the thing that sets Sally apart from other artists is that she makes, I said theatrical masks. We were trying to decide exactly what to call them before the show started, and we decided to call them papier-mâché creations. So before we get into that, I want to introduce you to Sally and let her tell you a little bit about us. Sally, welcome, and I'm glad to have you on the show.
Well, Linda, thank you. It's really very nice to be here. And I have enjoyed knowing Linda for, as we said, 150 years. I'm a nurse, as she said, and I'm also a grandmother. We've got 5 grandchildren who live nearby. And my mother, it's a hop, skip, jump from Charlottesville to Blacksburg, where my family lives. And I started making papier-mâché masks, over 30 years ago. Actually, I went to a Tupperware party where the entertainment was making papier-mâché angels for a Christmas tree. And later in life, the kaleidoscope came along here in Lynchburg, and I thought, gee, I'd really like to be a part of that. And I thought, it's Halloween, and maybe I could make a bunch of masks. So I put together a bunch of very primitive masks and sold them at the Kaleidoscope, and I sold every last one. It was very exciting to me and very encouraging. And then later, I married a man whose mother is an artist, and she has since passed away, Janet Schaefer. But she was very encouraging to me, as is my husband. So it's been a hobby that has grown, and I love doing it.
Why don't you show us one of your masks so that the audience can see what we're talking about?
Okay, how about a sunshine?
A sunshine mask is cool.
Yes, a sunshine mask. It's a shiny thing. The mask is made from a mold, and actually I have some examples here to show you how it sort of begins. I make them on a generic form. I found some plastic Halloween masks that conform to a face. They were a nice shape. And then I made papier-mâché over that, and then I made a mask on top of that. So I pull them apart. So it kind of goes like this. Let me put the whole thing together here.
Want me to hold something?
Actually, I have one more piece I can put over here. The only thing that's missing is the plastic Halloween mask. So I start with a mold like this, and then I put saran wrap on top of that because I don't want the papier-mâché to stick. And then I made, this is a mess, it looks, because I've got masking tape and more saran wrap, but I made a newspaper mask on top of that mask, and then I made this on top of this. And they all pull apart, and this is ready to actually be painted. I actually would do more papier-mâché sculpture on it.
And then this is the end result.
This comes off of it. So it's a tiered project.
Were you born with artistic talent, Sally, or is this something you developed, or?
I think life squeezed it out of me.
Okay.
I think, let me just put this down here. I think I've always, when I was a child, we did projects in school, of course, and I realized that I could sculpt. For some reason, I can live in a 3-dimensional plane. I'm not a very good drawer. I cannot draw. My sister and my daughter can draw. I love color, and I would love to be able to paint, but dimensions just escape me. But when I have it under my fingertips, I can make what I see. It's strange.
I think it's that your work is fantastic. You said that you told us a little bit about how you got interested in making masks, but did you have something in the background that just screamed mask beforehand?
That's a good question. I was born with a blue spot right on the end of my nose. Can I see it here? It's a type of a birthmark, I guess you could call it. But as a result of that, people look at my face and then they look past me at the blue spot.
Okay.
And I think that I'm interested in theater, I guess facial expression, faces. I'm very much a student of human expression. And so I think that is evident in some of the masks I make. Actually, this is a good one to go to. This is one of my favorite ones. It's one of my oldest masks. It is started out to be a rabbit, but I just loved this sort of helpless little, hee-hee kind of face. It's like, oops, did I do that kind of expression. And masks are very effective when you have just the eye holes, so that you put it on and you become something else.
You certainly do.
So it's fun to put on a mask and you can hide behind it, and that's an interesting concept. Actually, masks can be very scary to children.
Right.
When I was a child, Howdy Doody was around, and I used to have bad dreams about Howdy Doody. Well, one of my dreams was a mask of Howdy Doody, so maybe that did have some bearing.
At least you were thinking mask as a child.
I was.
How long, you said some of these masks are 30 years old?
Yes.
So how long have you actually been doing this?
30 years.
30 years.
No, actually it has been about 30 years. I've always been interested in doing crafts and needlework and that sort of thing, but I think that once you develop an interest, the more you do it, the better you get as time goes along. And my mother says, why don't you make other things? Make some planters, make things that people can use, and Christmas decorations. And I've done that, but I stick with the masks because it's engaging, it's creative, and as I go along, I think I get better at it.
You certainly are talented. I mean, I love your animals, which we'll show them in a minute. You sell your mask.
Yes.
How do you sell them?
Well, various ways. By commission. A lot of people call me and ask me if I would, for instance, do their dog. I'll show you a dog in a minute. I've shown my work at Lynchburg Art Club. That was my most successful show, actually. A few years ago, I had both my knees replaced.
Right.
And I had a show at the art club with my mother-in-law and my husband, who's a photographer as well. And I sold enough masks to pay for the remainder of what I owed on my knees.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yes, that was good. And I also show my things at Arts on the Avenue Studio Gallery up on Rivermont Avenue. And that's owned by Kelly Maddox. And I've enjoyed showing there. And I teach a class there as well.
A mask making class?
A mask making class.
I remember you told me that in the recovery period from having your knees done, having had a total knee myself, I know that it takes about 3 months to recover from one, and Sally recovered from both of them in 3 months. But she said that she turned her energy into making masks while she was in that 3-month recovery period, and that it gave her a very positive, fun thing to do while she was recovering, because you certainly can't get out and jog.
No.
Or go to the gym and work on the treadmill. That's kind of out for a while.